What's going on, guys? So another week in the books as far as my rotation's concerned, and a few Aventus clones this week, a few newer release indie niche fragrances, a whole bunch of random fresh blue fragrances. There's a decent amount of variety in this week's rotation. I'm not even sure what the title of the video is going to be honest with you, because there's a good bit of variety, though majority of it's fresh. Some good stuff nonetheless, and it's week number 132 in the rotation. So stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, very late to the party. I've been wanting to try this one for a long time. You can find it in the $26 to $32 range from places online, Amazon, fragrance discounters like FragranceNet, eBay, sellers, all over the place. You can find it really cheap with Afnan Supremacy Silver. Really enjoying this one. I actually did a full review on it, and it's one of those fragrances that, yes, it's definitely an Aventus clone, but it's more of a fresh, fruity, musky take on my skin. Of course, the birch is there. You do get some smokiness. I'm not saying there's no smokiness, but the quality's there too. That's the biggest thing for me, is it does smell of pretty good quality. Love the bottle design. Presentation's on point with this, but performance is above average. Relative, similarity to Aventus is definitely on the higher side. It's definitely one of the better Aventus clones that I've tried. More so of a carbon copy, but not completely a carbon copy. But like I said, this has got a lot of apple going for it. It's very fresh, musky. You get the pineapple and the birch. I do get a little bit of the florals here, and a touch of the vanilla in the background. But it's just a good fragrance overall. It's in the sub $30 price point, and based on the time I've spent with it so far, I think it's definitely one of the absolute best Aventus style clones that you can get your hands on during the day. Afnan Supremacy Silver. When I got out the shower, been spending time with this one more and more. There's another one I did a full review on. It is Mr. Burberry Indigo. Really been enjoying this one. More so of an underrated minty green, blue type of fragrance. Does share a little bit of similarities to Acqua di Gio Profumo, but not, exactly the same. This one's definitely a lot heavier on the mint. Very watery, aquatic at the same time. A lot of rosemary here. Adds a lot of this green, fresh, spicy accord going for it. Really like this stuff. Another one that's slightly above average in performance that you can get pretty cheap. This is a 30 ml. That's why it doesn't look like their standard bottles that are shorter, stubbier, with a big wide cap and a bow tie. Though I do have a 100 ml bottle of this coming. But it's really good stuff. Super underrated. Make sure to check out the review for my full thoughts on how it develops on my skin and my overall rating. But out the shower, Mr. Burberry Indigo from Burberry. Moving into Monday, this fragrance was a little bit of a disappointment because the opening's very good, but the dry down's kind of all over the place. It is Montblanc Individuel Tonic, the random flanker that apparently was released 4 years ago that just popped up out of nowhere kind of last year, towards the latter portion of last year, and it's minty green fresh at the top. A lot of juniper, stuff like that, but the dry down's kind of, I guess wacky would be a good word for it, because it doesn't really know where it wants to go, what type of fragrance it wants to be. It's kind of like this big amalgamation of a variety of accords just all mashed together at once. Nothing really separates itself and stands out. Another one I did a full review on, and I had really high hopes for this. This fragrance could have been incredible. And look, the opening is really good. Like, the first hour of this fragrance is very enjoyable. It definitely suits my taste when it comes to fresh green fragrances. But like I said, the dry down doesn't really do it for me. I can't see spending more than 20 bucks on this one if I was to do it over again. Sample and test in some kind of way if you can. I don't think this one's blind buy safe. You may end up being disappointed if you blind buy it. Then again, just because I don't care for it doesn't mean you will. You might end up loving it. But I paid right around 30 bucks. You can find it closer to 20 in some places, but be wary. Try to get a decant if you can first. It's nothing special. It's not one I'm going to reach for over and over. I've tried to give it several chances so far, and it's just not really jiving with me because, like I said, before, the opening, I love the opening. It's just the rest of the fragrance is just a kind of no bueno for me. During the day, Montblanc Individuel Tonic. Then I got the shower. This one's definitely bueno on my skin. This is Bulgari Blue. Not one I've wore in a while. I do have the shower gel. I dusted off my little shower gel bottle from under my sink with my little bucket that's full of these designer shower gels from gift sets. Bathed with it, lathered up, and gave myself a few sprays of the fragrance. This is such a beautiful, creamy tobacco blossom fragrance. Very elegant, fresh, warm weather fragrance. It works in the spring and God, it's beautiful. It works in the spring and fall. It's a good freshie for the winter. It's very creamy and a little soapy, but airy and slightly unique. It's got an elegance to it. You can dress this one down, but it definitely dresses up pretty well too. I don't believe it's in production anymore. I could be wrong. I know you can still find it at a lot of different places. I want to say FragranceNet has it in stock the last time I looked. Admittedly, it's been a little while since I've looked at this specifically on there. But if you can find it in the $40 to $50 range, it's a solid fragrance, average to above average performance. And like I said, quite unique. Quite unique. Not just some, even though it's called blue and the bottle's blue, don't think Ambroxan, Amberwood, those type of blue fragrances. Super crazy mass appealing. This is more of an interesting, elegant scent. Really, really good stuff. Out the shower, Bulgari Blue. Moving into Tuesday, I went back to this one. I've just been enjoying it. Afnan Supremacy Silver. It's really good stuff, guys. It really is. Definitely a much better quality than Club de Nuit Intense Man, the Eau de Toilette. But I still love the smoky magic birch heavy nature to Club de Nuit Intense Man. But this is one of those Aventus clones that I feel like I can wear in high heat because it's not too dark and smoky. It's not too sweet. It's not heavy, real heavy on the vanilla. It's more fresh, fruity, and very clean, musky, like I was saying earlier. Really, really digging this stuff. Like I said, sub $30 price point. This is one of the better clones you can get your hands on. Afnan's really been impressing me so far. I just started recently diving into the house. This is one of the 3 fragrances I currently have from them. And like I said, I've really been enjoying it during the day. Once again, with Silver Supremacy. Supremacy Silver, however you want to say it. Then I got the shower. I actually wore this to the gym earlier that day. And I've worn this to the gym most of the week. There's only a few days that I wore something else. And that is, they don't even call them this anymore. It's from Dossier. Fresh Woody number 4. I don't know what it's called now, but this is their version of Polo Blue Eau de Parfum. I love this stuff. I actually have a 125 ml bottle of Polo Blue Eau de Parfum coming in the mail at the recording of this. Because this is just such a good, accurate depiction. It's very clean. Performs pretty well. Not a beast. Kind of average performance, 6-ish hours. But has that aquatic C-note hit with that fresh green spicy type of smell that the DNA is known for, a little powdery from the orris. It's got most of the notes, about 90% of the notes from the official note breakdown from Polo Blue EDP. They did a great job with this. This is still, and has been for like the 2 years I've been collaborating with Dossier Perfumes, it's still my favorite fragrance from them. I mean, it's the one that's got the juice level dropping the most. Just because you don't see this one in the weekly rotations doesn't mean I don't wear this one to the gym all the time. It's typically a little bit stronger than what I normally would like for the gym, but I just love the smell so much. I have so many fragrances that smell like Polo Blue and Polo Blue EDP that this week, the recording of this, I went ahead and bought the whole Polo Blue line, except for a full bottle of Parfum, the new one. I still have a decant I'm going through of that, waiting on the price to drop a little bit more on that, but I'm rebuying all of the old Polo Blues and Gold Blend I've never smelled before, so that one's kind of a brand new thing for me. But I have all of those coming, so be on the lookout for some Polo Blue videos in the very near future. But it's much cheaper than getting Polo Blue EDP. Honestly, if you can get this for $30 before any discount codes or anything, it's a pretty accurate depiction. Out the shower and to the gym most of the week. Fresh Woody number 4, their Dossier's version of Polo Blue EDP. Now moving into Wednesday, this is one of those days I didn't wear the Dossier fragrance to the gym, which we'll touch on my out the shower fragrance because I wore it out the shower and to the gym. But during the day, I have fallen in love with this. This is another Aventus clone, and it's a damn good one. Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. Now look, the accuracy to Creed Aventus, 85-ish% because it's got that lemon, but it's much more sparkly and bright citrus here. Still has all of that juicy, kind of slightly tart lemon to it, with all that smoky birch dominance that I love about the Club de Nuit Intense Man fragrances. I love this stuff. Really, really good. It's double the price of the EDT. I did a full review on this one. Make sure to check it out for all of my thoughts and feelings on it. Performance is great, and it's definitely, in my opinion, worth the 60 versus the 28, 30 bucks you can get the EDT for. Yeah, you'll be fine with the EDT, but this is significantly better. This is a better fragrance through and through. I'm loving this one. I actually wore it to dinner that same evening. We went to dinner downtown with my in-laws, and this was my scent for dinner too. Mother-in-law loved the way this stuff smelled. So get a sample and try this one, guys. It's definitely better than the original EDT. I haven't tried the Pure Perfume yet. I will get that one sooner rather than later, but until further notice, I'm loving the hell out of this, and this one is my favorite during the day and for dinner that night. Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. And then, like I was saying, for the gym that morning, and then after we went to dinner, I had showered before we went to dinner, and then when we got back, because it was we ate outside on the patio, sweating a little bit, wanted to take another shower, so I took another shower, and then when I got out the shower, I reached for Cremo, Ice Citron, and Driftwood. I actually did a video on this one as well. Most of these fragrances in this rotation I did individual videos on this week. Make sure to check the channel if you want more details on any of these from me. But this stuff, it's solid. It's not great. It's not amazing where it's something I would say, guys, go run get this for 20 bucks. Sure, it's an okay fragrance for 20 bucks. It's very, very salty. Very woody. The driftwood and the sea salt really dominate this fragrance. The citron stays the whole way through. It's very linear. It doesn't really change. Pretty much the opening blast is pretty much till it dies off on your skin. But it is enjoyable overall. It will remind you of Mercedes-Benz Cologne. It will remind you of Dior Homme Cologne. It will remind you of Jimmy Choo Man Ice. All of that style DNA, this will remind you of it. Like I said, it's solid. I don't think it's very good or great, but it's definitely not a bad scent. This one's okay to good. I forgot exactly what I rated it, but it wasn't a terrible rating, but it wasn't a great rating either. But I was happy to try it. It's definitely one that I do think is great for out the shower and for the gym, and on this day, it's exactly what I used it for. Cremo, Ice Citron, and Driftwood. Moving into Thursday, it was nice to go back to this one because it's been a little bit since I wore it. I wore this one to the gym that morning, refreshed as my scent of the day with Missoni Wave. Still loving the hell out of this one, guys. And look, eventually, I'll run across another bottle at the rack stores. And I'm probably going to get it, too. Because when it's something I keep going back to over and over, and I have tons of variety of situations to wear it, it's stuff I know I'm going to want, so while I can get it cheap, I'm going to scoop it up cheap because it's $31.99 when you can find it at TJ Maxx. And it's a cross between Versace Pour Homme and Chanel Allure Homme Sport. And honestly, I'll take this 10 times out of 10 out of either one of those. And while I don't have Chanel Allure Homme Sport, I have smelled it multiple times. I have Versace Pour Homme, love and cherish that one. It's a great fragrance, but this one has the character that one's maybe lacking. When you put them side by side, this is the better fragrance. And in my opinion, when you put it side by side with Chanel Allure Homme Sport, this is the better fragrance. So try it, guys. It's above average in performance on my skin. This is one I did a full review on about 2 weeks ago. And I'm loving it. It's great for the gym. It's great as a daily wear scent. Casually at work, warmer weather, you can even dress it up a little bit. I really, really dig this stuff. Get your nose on this if you haven't yet. The hype is real on this one, guys. This is a gem. During the day, Missoni Wave. Then when I got out the shower, I've really been enjoying this one out the shower. Ferrari Radiant Bergamot. It's a tester bottle. That's why I don't have a cap. Boo. I hate not having a cap. But it is what it is. I paid 20 some odd dollars from FragranceNet for it. And it keeps losing prime. Every time I spray it, it loses prime. So that's not a good thing. That means there's air leaking and it's not creating a seal. So this fragrance is going to spoil sooner than everything else behind me because of that. Just a little quick tip for you guys. If you have a fragrance that loses prime, every time you go back to it, you got to spray it a few times before it'll spray. There's an air leak. Therefore, it's always open to the oxygen and it's going to spoil sooner than later. So that's very sad. I'll have to use this one pretty rapidly. So this might just live on my rotation table, and I'll wear it sporadically out the shower and to the gym, or maybe just as a midday refresher to run to do some errands, go grocery shopping, whatever. But that's going to be the case with this one. I love the way it smells. It's a blessing and a curse, I guess, for the Air Leak, because it's going to force me to wear it more because I know it's going to spoil sooner than the rest of my fragrances. But it's one I can't just kind of sit on and wear whenever I feel. I'm going to force myself to wear it more. But like I said, that's a good and a bad thing, because I do love the way it smells. It's really good stuff. If you've smelled this before, you know what I'm talking about. Beautiful bergamot, very zesty, juicy, a little spicy green. It's very woody. Decent performer, nothing special in performance, but it's a solid fragrance nonetheless. Out the shower, Ferrari Radiant Bergamot. Moving into Friday, I can safely say this was my favorite fragrance I wore of the week, including my wife, because when I let her smell it after I shot the video, she sprayed it on as her scent of the day as well. We both wore it on Friday together. It's the newest release from City Rhythm Fragrance. This is San Diego Pacific Sunset. Look at that beautiful bottle. Love this at the bottom and how the juice color reflects in the glass. Metal plate. City Rhythm Fragrances on the top. And even though it doesn't click into place, it definitely holds very strong. It creates a bit of a suction, honestly. And it's airy, it's breezy. It's a little spicy, it's aquatic. It's very airy though, and it's crazy how it was able to be pulled off, because it's a 50% oil concentration, but it's still airy and a breezy type of scent. Salty, marine, aquatic, just Pacific Sunset. It puts you there mentally when you smell this, by the beach watching the sunset. Now, I can't necessarily speak for it being in San Diego. I'm not there telling the story. That would be Niles. Shout out to Niles. But it does visually put me there, mentally put me there. When I smell this, I can think by the beach sunsets, because it's got some darker, more evening appropriate nuances to it, while still maintaining that salty sea breeze scent that I speak of a lot on this channel, that is an addictive smell. This captures it very, very well. This is good stuff. This is a must try. Get yourself a sample. You can get samples from City Rhythm's website. You can get small decants, you can get travel atomizers, or you can get the 50 ml bottles. During the day, myself and my wife wore City Rhythm Fragrance San Diego Pacific Sunset. Super good stuff, guys, seriously. Then we got the shower. I think I wore Polo Blue during the day to the gym, by the way. Fresh Woody number 4. But I picked this up at the rack store, and the atomizer is terrible, but the juice smells really good. It's Tommy Summer Ocean Wave. And I sprayed it twice, actually. I sprayed like 5 or 6 sprays when I got out the shower, and then like 2 or 3 hours later, I did another 5 or 6 sprays. So I don't know if it was completely faded, but it was just on my neck. I couldn't check an arm or my chest or anything. So I just assumed it was faded because I wasn't getting any wafts. And I just sprayed it some more. But look at this. Atomizer kind of sucks. Very wide, short burst. I mean, it does its job. It'll spray fragrance oil and perfumer's alcohol on you. But it doesn't do it very well. But, I mean, 20 bucks, honestly, an aquatic summer breeze oceanic fragrance with no aquatic summer breeze oceanic notes outside of a palm leaf note. It manages to get that by the beach feel and scent profile. It really does. It doesn't have the salty sea breeze. It does have an oceanic, ocean wave, as it's named, type of feel to it. It's a solid fragrance. If you see this one out at the rack stores, yeah, it's worth 20 bucks. It's not worth more than 20 bucks, but for $20 at a rack store, this is a solid fragrance. Not going to win any performance awards, so if you're looking for something that's going to give you more than 3 hours, this ain't it. But if you're looking for a great, super fresh summer feel, like it's appropriately named this year, I think, this is a solid release and a good addition to the Tommy Summer line, in my personal opinion. During the day, out the shower, Tommy Summer Ocean Wave. Finally, on Saturday, I've been in the mood for this one. I've been wanting to wear it, and it seemed like the ideal time. We were out and about most of the day, so I wanted something that was going to perform very well. After I got back from the gym, we were gone for several hours after the fact. I wanted something that performed very well. It was very hot today. It was in the 90s. But I wanted something with some body to it. And this delicious citrus floral combination on Raja Parfum's Harrods Parfum pour Homme. It's just delectable. This is a delicious citrus fragrance. It's a beautiful medley of citruses, dense, thick, rich citruses. Beautiful, slightly earthy floral tones. There's a little bit of a leathery feel from this labdanum note in the base of the fragrance. There's a little bit of woodiness here, but it's more so about this clean but still very thick musk. Beautiful fragrance, guys. Another one that I deem worthy of a sample for sure. It's not groundbreaking with its style. What's groundbreaking about it to me is the quality of the fragrance and the concentration of with the blend. It's blended beautifully. It takes a timeless citrus fragrance, citrus style. It's actually classified just as a citrus, if I remember correctly. It's a lot more going for it than citrus, though. Not a room filler, but it has a radiance to it. It has a dense aroma. So the trail is where the magic is with this one, and it sticks to your skin all day. This is on your skin till you wash it off, is basically how you can look at it. So this is Saturday evening, so this is what I wore during the day, and I loved it. I went 2 on the chest, 4 around the neck, because I double sprayed the very back of my neck, and then the upper portion of my arms right above my elbows on each side. So 1, 2 plus 4, 6. I had 8 sprays on, which, trust me, is way more than enough, because I was filling the car, according to my wife, about 30 minutes after I sprayed. So, but I just love it. When it comes to these delicious citrus Raja Parfums fragrances, I can't get enough of them. It was time for a wear. It's been a little while, but during the day, Harrods Parfum Pour Homme. Then I got the shower a little while ago. What's currently on my skin. Been having this one on the rotation table since I talked about it recently in a light blue fragrance video. Bentley Momentum Unlimited. I just recently got Momentum Unbreakable. Haven't spent any time with it yet, but this is another one that it's easy to go back to because it's so enjoyable. It has that beautiful citrus light blue freshness, kind of a breezy aquatic feel without really being much of an aquatic fragrance. There's a little bit of ambroxan to give it a soapy shower gel kind of feel, but the leather in here, smooth and supple, really grounds the scent to where it's not too fresh, and it gives it a little bit of body and staying power, some additional depth, adds a little bit of character to what could be boring if it was just citruses, maybe a little touch of some greens and some ambroxan. That would be a bit more boring than the pretty pronounced, smooth, supple leather that's in here. I love this fragrance. This is really good stuff. Like I said, it's citrusy, it's light, breezy, and airy, a little woody, but that leather really makes this fragrance very good, in my opinion. Very, very good stuff. Nobody really talks about it either. You can still find them for around 30 bucks. Underrated fragrance from Bentley. The Bentley for Men line gets all the love. This stuff's really good. If you're looking for a freshie that's not every other freshie, check this one out. Out the shower. Bentley Momentum Unlimited. Well, that was this week's rotation, and until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Would you wear this week? Those of you that watch this rotation on a regular basis, that's what I'm looking for. It's my favorite comments of the week to read. I just like to see what you guys have been wearing. Did we match anywhere? Doesn't have to be on the same day, but did anybody happen to wear Afnan Supremacy Silver this week or something like that? Let me know down in the comments. I love reading stuff like that. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances I wore this past week and you give them a spray now, might end up thanking me later. You never know. Have a good one, guys.